7,510 pounds, one super slide, rear chairs, and it looks like a lifted suspension system. A KZ Durango landing here at Advantage One RV today. My name is Josh the RV Nerd. Welcome to Advantage One RV. This is our family-owned and operated facility here where we sell RVs on behalf of their owners. This, I think, would be a really good option for some folks who are looking to do some traveling because the shorter length, the 7,800 pound or 7,800 pound, whatever it was, the weight is not ridiculous. It has full pass-through travel access from front to back without ever touching the slide. It's got a couple blips as we go, but it's a pre-owned RV. It's got a couple years on it. I'm going to try to represent it fairly so that you can see if this is the right one for you or maybe not. This is a very classic design. It's a kind of floor plan that, you know, it might change a little bit over the years, but something like this is always going to be found in the industry. There's probably nothing that's ever like, this is one of those floor plans that'll just never go totally out of style. You know what I mean? You've got, you know, the chairs, you've got plenty of seating in this thing, which is nice. You've got the two chairs in the back that can swivel around. They're free floating. Something else to think about on an older RV like this, because the budgets are a little more friendly, they become very good options for DIY type people. So if you wanted to like take this out and build a desk station or something right there, this is a really good floor plan to look into doing something like that. Now, quick note for you. You're going to see some of the shades are down and some of the shades are up. Any of the shades that are currently left down, these pleated shades look like they need to be restrung. I don't see where they've been like chewed up and like a dog or a mouse or something didn't get a hold of them. It just looks like maybe like right over here, like this chair had been turned and maybe popped one of the strings or something like that. Like that appears to be the case on what I've seen. I've been through the RV twice now. I haven't found anywhere there's like major damage. I haven't found leaks. I haven't found severe structural concerns or anything like that. Up top here, I like that bigger vent fan giving us the better airflow. I don't think anyone is ever going to complain about having the better vent fan there. Also, all of these windows open. The recliner side, the sofa side, the table side windows over here. Full storage overhead in the slide is nice because it is, you know, a smaller, more compact model by today's standards at least. And it does have some pretty decent storage capacity. And where you really see that is a lot of rear chair, rear living room floor plans like this. They tend to really suffer in terms of storage, but I don't see that being the case on this one. And I think if we start to open things up starting up here, you'll kind of see what I'm talking about. This is, there's a lot of good storage space right here. I like that full pantry next to the refrigerator, even some bonus storage below the TV. Under the refrigerator, that would be our access point to things like our water heater, water pump. The winterization facets of this RV are located down there. And I can't help it. I'm always a sucker for a breakfast bar. Every time you put one of those into a camper, I'm always right on board. I'm ready to sit down and have a bowl of cereal. Moving up front to that upper deck right here, this has a classic kind of split bathroom design, which did a lot of things for the RV industry. It kept the RV shorter, it kept it lighter, it kept it more affordable. Those are, I think, all really good factors. Classic rear corner TV stand if you wanted to flip that up, although you very well could remove that and maybe put some kind of flat screen on the wall over here. The bedroom is a little bit asymmetrical, but I know some people like that. Like you've got the CPAP stand over there, whereas you have a larger closet over here. But when we turn around in just a second, you're going to see that it actually has, this thing has a lot of closet space for its size. And I'm kind of curious, like it's nice that this is an easy lift bed. It looks like somebody added some underbed support that maybe didn't used to be there. I got a feeling the previous owner also added those struts to make that easy lift. I don't have confirmation of that. It's just kind of what I know about these RVs. I think that's the case. But it's a shallow space above the upper deck structure space right here. Like blankets, maybe some folding chairs. What would you store in there? I'm curious. Now, spinning around the other direction here, we see that big hallway closet and the split bathroom here. This was a more classic design. It kept the RV shorter while still giving us good storage space. I did notice it looks like maybe we've had a couple mice in here. Unfortunately, that does happen to some RVs. all kinds of different critter prevention methods out there, and you got Dove soap and dryer sheets and all these kind of different things. And eventually, at the end of the day, sometimes if it's cold outside, the mouse wants inside. He's gonna find a way. That's what they do. This bathroom style, though, what's kind of nice about it is that if someone is using the shower or the tub, it doesn't like cripple the camper. It doesn't prevent people from getting through it. Also, up top here, this is actually above the television entertainment center. You do have a nice chunk of like dedicated bathroom linen space here. It's all kind of packed in at an angle. It's a little tricky for me to get to. And I figured as long as we're facing this way, I'd go ahead and close the slide up and take a look at it in road mode. Because one of the cool things on this one is you can fully pass through the RV from the rear door all the way up to the master bed without ever needing to touch the slide up. The only thing you got to make sure you do, and this is pretty common of rear chair models, is just make sure you twist that chair a little bit so the slide fascia doesn't end up ripping that arm off. There's only one significant, I think anyway, blip on the exterior here, and I don't know what happened to it. It looks very recent, very fresh. All right, so obviously this is the only significant blip on this camper. So I went and got with our consignment manager. I'm like, yo, what's the story here? The fella took great care of this RV just before he brought it in to have it sold. He just took a corner too sharp with his Kubota tractor, whatever attachment he had on the back, tail whipped this thing, punctured the baggage door. At the time of this filming, we are currently working on getting quotes for a replacement right here. Now, I don't know what's going to transpire. I only know what we're working on at this time. It's very possible when you come to see the RV, this may already have been replaced. I don't know that. I just want to give you the full scoop that I can. Again, because this isn't historic, it's not like there's water and mold and damage inside of here. This only just recently happened. It can be replaced and basically leave no signature in the RV that it ever happened. Will that have happened by the time you come look at it? I don't know. Maybe yes, maybe no. Just giving you the info for now. There's different options that you have here. I'm just going to do my job of making sure that you're aware of it and it's represented fairly. I will say, this thing has a very impressive amount of basement capacity given the smaller size of this fifth wheel. And if you notice, the whole thing looks like it rides pretty high. I got a feeling that at some point this one had some flipped axles or something like that. And I'm not sure where these folks went, but it actually looks like they applied a shock suspension upgrade system here. Like I said, I think this is an awesome traveler's fifth wheel. I think that this could be a great tower and goer. I think if somebody wanted to add a hitch onto the back of it to turn it into something like a boat and camper combo hauler, I could see there being some serious potential on something like this. Now, up front here, this says power front jacks, manual rear stabilizers, and these they put together. I don't know if they bought these or if they put these together. These big angle iron jackleg stabilizers, those things, they're heavy. Like, I went to shift one around and I was like, holy crap, Martha. Like, that is a heavy chunk of steel right there. And there's actually a fifth wheel tripod hiding back there behind those. So this is something that when you do reach your destination, like, it's got the suspension package to get you there pretty comfortably. And then when you get there, it's going to feel pretty nice and sturdy. If there's something you're going to spend some time in, but you don't want something too big, this would be a good option. And again, big or small, I try to point out everything. The front decals are just a little bit weathered. Everything else, for the most part, on the outside is looking pretty good, which really indicates to me these folks did a good job of their cleaning, their conditioning. I got a feeling something just shifted or somebody wasn't paying attention and accidentally jabbed something through that baggage door. Thankfully, it was just the baggage door and it wasn't the sidewall of the RV. So again, it is going to be much easier to replace. It looks like our underbelly is enclosed, protected, and I don't know this for a fact. I would suspect heated, but it is at least enclosed and protected. Something else that gave me the idea that this had probably been lifted, my guess is these folks maybe had like a big 3/4 ton truck, and an older fifth wheel like this was designed for an older vehicle which sat lower to the ground. This being lifted means that the original stabilizer jacks were struggling to hit the ground, so the folks added those handy little spacer blocks there. Not only that, that also does provide a little bit wider footprint on the RV, so that when you do plant the jacks down, you're less likely to have one of the jacks sink in the dirt or shift a little bit, which will, again, keep the RV more stable when you're at your site. And though I see just a little bit of storage dust on it, it does look like the roof was also pretty nicely maintained. All the sealants are looking pretty good. Like, I don't look at any of these seal spots and see like severe weather cracking or anything like that. The only thing I was a little bit curious about is I noticed that there was a little bit of slack right here on the roof membrane skin, but I can stand right on that. I can do the one-legged flamingo standing dance. It's solid as a rock. I'm not sure, maybe I'm kind of wondering, because the sealant on that skylight doesn't match any of the other sealants on the roof, I'm wondering if maybe that skylight wasn't replaced at some point, and that was just kind of a symptom of when that got screwed back down. It's all theory and conjecture. I don't see any problems resulting from any of it. Actually, other than just that spot in the baggage door, which I think was just a momentary oops, and has no reflection, I think, on the general TLC that the RV enjoyed regularly, it looks like it's been pretty well kept overall. So thank you very much for joining us, folks. If you appreciate the fair way that we present things, make sure you hit that like button on our video. And if you haven't done so already, I'd appreciate it if you took a moment to hit subscribe and follow along. And when you're ready, we're ready. We'd love to work with you. So take care, stay safe, have fun, and have an A1 day, everyone.